Hello everyone, I'm OCDsaster and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel where everything we do here is Sonic related. So if that sounds like something your speed, consider subscribing and checking out some other videos after this one. There has not been a lot of Sonic news as of late, so now is the time to completely crap on the game known as Sonic Unleashed. I'm just kidding. Today we're going to be talking about the potential DLC for the Season Pass 2 of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, which was announced during Sonic's 35th anniversary earlier this month. They announced that we will be getting a second season of the collaborative racers and tracks, which is very exciting. I'm very happy that Sega and Sonic Team are deciding to continue the content for this game. For those of you that don't know, collaborative racers are the purchasable DLC for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. You will get free DLC from time to time, which can be Sonic characters or Sega properties, but the third-party characters are purchasable in this pass. Think about the Fighter Pass in Super Smash Bros. It's similar to that, where you will get a character or a series of characters based off of a particular series, a machine type, which is their vehicle, and then a track along with it. Now what's interesting is that we haven't even gotten the complete Season 1 pass yet. We're still waiting on the Last Airbender characters and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters towards the end of this year. But we do already have a confirmation of this pass, and the first 2 packs out of the 6 packs for Season Pass 2. So we're going to talk about those real quickly, and then I'm going to go into my speculation and predictions for the other possible characters. Now, unlike the Season 1 pass, we're actually getting 2 stages without any characters or machines as a part of the packs. So the first 2 packs is Godzilla and Evangelion. So they're going to be very unique types of courses where you race around and there's giant Godzilla and a giant mech that's running, and they look really cool and interesting. However, we are not getting characters for the first 2 pieces of this pass. So it's very interesting that they're doing this approach. However, I do think we desperately need more tracks in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds to keep the game going. So I do think these are exciting additions. I do have to say really quickly that the extra DLC courses that you get from the Season 1 pass, I'm very happy that you're allowed to play them in multiplayer and online with folks that don't have the DLC. I think that's really good. However, these tracks are pretty lackluster. I don't really like any of them so far. I mean, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one looks like it's just going to be, everyone's calling it the paperclip track because it just looks like it goes in a, oval. And then the Avatar stage looks okay, but I feel like they could have done a lot more. And the previous courses that we've gotten, the Bikini Bottom track, the Pac-Man track, and some of the other ones, they're okay, but I just don't think there's been enough magic to these courses. I like a lot of the regular base game courses more than the DLC packs. So I really do hope that this Godzilla and Evangelion tracks really blow us all away when they come out. And I mean, we still have to play the courses, to be fair, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Last Airbender, but that's one of my critiques for Season Pass 1. And while we're there, I'm just going to go over some of Season Pass 1's critiques right now, just before I get into the Season Pass 2 of it all. And I think it was okay. I really do think this is the Smash Bros. Of kart racers, which is so funny because we all speculated that Mario Kart 9 would have been that, but that's not the case. They really do have a lot of characters. The roster is quite vast. There's a lot of machines and a lot of courses. However, I do think that not having voice actors for these characters does take away a little bit of that magic and it being that special. It's just sound effects, but it's still cool to have all these characters in. It's very fun to see, and I don't necessarily hate all of the additions. It's more so just they're not characters that I really connect with, right? Minecraft characters, it's a little bit too young for me. I'm a little bit too old for Minecraft. I really did enjoy the Pac-Man, Mega Man. Those are great. And I am a fan of SpongeBob. It's just kind of a weird pick with that and the Nickelodeon properties. But Overall, it's a fine pass. I would grade it probably like a B minus if I had to give it a letter grade, if I had to rank it based off of everything, the content that you get with it, the characters and the tracks. But with that all out of the way, let's get into Season Pass 2. I am very much a pattern guy. I like to look at patterns and then make future predictions based off of those patterns, and since now we have the full roster for Season Pass 1, we can kind of use that as a template for Season Pass 2 if they decide to use the same sort of format, which we already know that they're not doing that because of the first 2 packs, but I digress. So we have Pack 3, Pack 4, Pack 5, and Pack 6. So that's 4 characters or 4 series representations for Season Pass 2, along with machines and a track to go along with it. Looking at Season Pass 1, the first characters at the gate were Microsoft characters. So I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft wants to add a few more iconic characters into this game, given that their slate is very minimal and Xbox has been in the news for a lot of different reasons of late, some good, some bad, but I think it'd be good to kind of bring back these mascots that Xbox is known for, Microsoft is known for, to really push their branding as well in this collaborative piece of gaming. So I'm actually going to shoot for a really weird guess for pack number 3, and I actually think the Halo series might be represented in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. We don't just have to do children's properties, we can have other characters in as well, and Smash Bros proves that because we have Solid Snake and Rated M characters in a Rated T game, so it is possible that Halo could be introduced into Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and I actually think that there's a lot of characters that you could do with it. Master Chief, the Arbiter, Cortana, and then as far as machines go, you have the Banshees. That's a perfect fit for this type of game, or you could go Warthog. I think Warthog's a little bit more lazy and looks a lot like the monster trucks in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and the Banshee could be a very cool, you could even make it a, boost type machine, like the Extreme Gear design. I think that would be very cool. I really think that this would be a unique opportunity to have this iconic staple in gaming be put into one of the best racing games that we've had in a while. There's also a ton of possibility for courses based off the Halo franchise. I couldn't even begin to tell you everything that they could do. It could be quite the experience. Because we went for a more adult and iconic video game franchise for Pack 3, I think Pack 4 will go in the complete opposite direction. A more kid-friendly, if you will, series with characters, and I think it's going to be something in that Nickelodeon realm still, where Paramount has ownership of a lot of these characters. And I do think, and I have no evidence about this, because Paramount owns the Sonic movies, there's a little bit more of an easier way of getting licensing for properties that are owned or, distributed with Paramount, such as the Nickelodeon properties. So I do actually think Paw Patrol, there might be a little bit of a case for them being pack number 4. You could have 4 of the Paw Patrol characters. I can't pretend like I know any of them, nor will I actually research it. I feel like I will be put on a watch list if a childless 30-some-year-old man is looking at Paw Patrol on his free time. But I think that would be a interesting pick of characters. I personally would not get excited for it, but I know there's some kids that play Sonic Racing CrossWorlds that might like this, and it might even encourage some younger kids to want to play the game. Paw Patrol is huge for the children's market. You would have obviously a stage where you drive to the city, and you could have machines based off of fire trucks or something of that nature. Pack 5 would be another iconic video game series or franchise, and I'm swinging for the fences on this one. I really am just trying to identify other video game properties that are iconic for everyone, but is not Nintendo, because Nintendo will not be included in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. And what I came up with was actually Final Fantasy, where you would be able to play as Cloud Strife, you could play as Barret, Tifa, Yuffie, the core of the Final Fantasy VII characters. That's a game that will be releasing soon, or not maybe soon, but in the next coming of years. It's good marketing, and these are iconic video game characters that everyone likes to play. There have been tons of other video games where Final Fantasy crosses over, and in addition, Final Fantasy even tried to do their own racing game. I don't think you'll be able to ride on a chocobo, but I think you could get decals based off of chocobos and even get a type of car that looks like a chocobo, which would be very cute and very cool. Or they could be lazy and do the motorcycles that Cloud rides in the games. But I do think that this could be a possibility, and of course the level would be Midgard. Last but not least, based off the patterns of Season Pass 1, I think we're going to get another Paramount/Nickelodeon property, and this one I think is going to be more niche. I know a lot of people want Loudmouth in, but I actually think that they're going to go more iconic and old school for the older Sonic fans, and because they did Paw Patrol for the younger kids, they're actually going to do Rugrats, and you're going to be able to play as Angela, Tommy, and the other Rugrats that are part of that cast. I believe that you have Raptar as like an actual like obstacle in a race course. It would be one where you're driving around in a very shrunken looking stage, similar to that of Bikini Bottom, even though I don't know why they really did that for Bikini Bottom. It looks a little bit odd, but I think it works thematically and a lot of people would like it. It's obscure, but it would be something that a lot of older people would enjoy seeing in this game. It kind of falls into that Nickelodeon Smash Bros. Fighting game that was defunct, but I think that this is a really big possibility that could happen. And I want to know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of my Season 2 collab DLC for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? I would love to hear your character picks down below. Do you agree with mine? Do you disagree? I have a previous video on this where I went a different route, where I was talking about like the Warner Brothers characters, Looney Tunes, DC, but I don't know if that would be the direction that they would be going with Season Pass 2 as far as licensing and stuff goes. But you never know, and we will not really know until that comes out way later into next year. Like I said, we are still waiting for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and then also the Last Airbenders for this pass. So they are taking their time while also sprinkling in free DLC here and there as well. But with that being said, I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya!